Ta-da.
Hi, Robert.
So,
It's Tuesday.
it's Tuesday, and we decided to take a little bit of a road trip to a new studio location, which happens to be about 11 steps from the other studio location. And we thought we would, um, I don't know, just change things up a little bit because I'm in that kind of mood. As everyone in the world knows, Tuesdays are very special now. Why, Holly?
Because it is the day that we decided to release a new podcast episode.
Right.
And our
Every
podcast
Tuesday,
every
not just
Tuesday.
this Tuesday.
So we're up to episode 3. And this episode focuses on the meaning of the phrases of the title of our podcast, Between Over and Next. And I love words and I love meanings. And I wanted to actually just rewind a second because you've started something newish when we come live.
Oh, my little exclamation
So
of reveal.
yes, the reveal. So I thought it'd be fun to bring some interesting tidbit information based on Robert's new opening when we go live.
Right.
Because we also explored it a little bit when we were out with friends. And our friend, Michelle,
right.
did say
Yes.
that she loves the
Ta-da.
She loves the tada. And she
Right.
says, where did that come from?
So we looked it up. We went to the Encyclopedia Britannica
Well,
under T.
first of all, I just learned, well, I knew what the word meant, but I don't know if everybody is familiar with the word etymology. Do you know what the word etymology means?
Yeah, the origin.
Yeah, that's right.
Right.
Yeah, no,
I
so
knew
it
that.
is. It's the study of the origin of words and the way in which their meanings have changed throughout history. So I thought that that was fascinating because there were a couple of things about the tada, and I'm a very curious being. That's like an understatement?
Well, yes. Well, it goes beyond curiosity.
It actually does. I go deeper and deeper and deeper because I love learning. And you do too.
I do.
But I don't know if you would have necessarily said where it's the da from, but
No,
you would.
I mean, but
You would.
well,
Well,
I mean, maybe eventually I would. Now it's gonna, become a thing.
so first of
Yeah.
all, we have parts of speech, right? So
Oh, I think
what?
I put the camera into tracking mode.
Oh, you were moving?
Yeah, I'm gonna turn it off. if I
Mhm.
can.
Great. So,
Bring us back.
and I can keep sharing?
You can just keep talking. Don't worry about me.
Okay.
Don't worry about
So,
me.
as I said yesterday in our live, right? I love the exclamation point, but this word actually is an exclamation, but it's also an interjection. So I looked
Well,
up.
I'm
What?
thinking about how I use it. Am I using it as an exclamation? Or yes, I think I'm using it as an exclamation. I'm exclaiming that because I'm still, after all these years, fascinated by the fact that
I love that word.
we can
Fascination.
go live to the world,
Yes.
and
It
in
is.
real watchable video. I mean, I think back, and I don't want to date myself as if the gray hair doesn't do that already.
We've also declared that we're
But
sexagenarians.
no, but I mean,
I love that word.
I consider myself fortunate that I lived through the changes that we had. right?
Yes,
What
the
was
technology
the
changes.
technology, right?
Yes.
And
Yes.
when I think about between over and
I wish
next,
I could edit
I
out all of
re,
our rights right now. Right?
I
No, which we
remember,
can.
I
Right? We
remember,
can.
we can. I remember, the days of doing video online,
Mm,
and it was, standard video is 30 frames per second, right? So each second of video is made up of 30 individual frames, and we're able to deliver 30 frames a second on on online for the most of the time. As I said that, the frame froze. Um, but to me, that's amazing because there were times when I would go live or show video online, and I was getting maybe 5 or 6 frames a second. So it was very choppy, but we didn't care. We wanted to, get video online. So I'm just fascinated, especially since we moved up here just for today, and it just took me a little while to just get things set up, and we're able
Well, you
to
acclimated
do it.
to the space that we are bringing this to you now, and we figured why not give you a change of scenery? So we're going to talk about a little bit about our scenery in a second. I just want to kind of continue the
So that's why
conversation
the
about the
tada.
tada.
That's why to me,
Yes.
and I think why I say that
Uh-huh.
as an exclamation, as a here it is because each and every time we hit the button that says go live.
Right.
And in
It's fascinating.
3 seconds from then, we're live.
No, it is.
We've
It
got
is
6 or 7 channels that we're pushing this to, and it's just, to me, as an eternal video geek, I find it exciting. For me, it's like landing on the moon every single time I go live successfully.
Well,
Call me an idiot. I don't know.
you're
That's
far
just,
from an idiot.
well, you know what I mean.
No, so really the definition of the exclamation is an imitation of a fanfare. So,
right. Like if I could have a drum roll, I would like a drum roll.
well, what it says
when
is they also do compare it to, it's an expression that is meant to sound like a fanfare. So again, that is connected with a short piece of music,
right. Like I can
played,
hear that
but
music.
it's played, okay, in a positive sense to celebrate something or somebody. So we are celebrating, okay, this is the connection,
Go
right?
ahead.
Which we talked about yesterday about connection with the ampersand,
Mhm.
right? So the tada is still a connector because what it's saying is, yay, we released a new episode of our podcast. Yay, it's Tuesday, and I hope you're happy and healthy. Yay, we feel triumphant. Yay, we are proud of the announcement that we are making to you. We are proud to come to live. We are taking a bow, right? Like you think about when you go to the theater, that someone is taking a bow because of that kind of, you're calling attention to what they just accomplished.
Yes.
And it could be, whether it be an announcement or whether it be an impressive entrance. And
I
usually
think
it's an
about it as
impressive
an
entrance.
entrance. I
It
think
is.
about
It's an
it as an
impressive
entrance.
entrance.
Or
Ta-da! Hi, I'm
to
here.
me, or I
We're
also
live.
visualize it
Yes.
in my head to be used in a magic trick. Like when the assistant suddenly appears out of a puff of smoke, it's a ta-da,
But first of all, Robert loves magic. He did lots of magic tricks for us in our early years.
Let's reveal more geeky things.
Well, it's different. I love magic. I think that's great, and I think
No,
and not only that,
I spent a lot of my allowance growing up in the magic store in the Staten Island Mall.
you love magic. We
in the
watch magic
honeycomb.
on America's Got
If
Talent. I will tell
anybody
you,
watching grew up in Staten Island knows the
girl-
honeycomb
the what?
in the Staten Island Mall. The honeycomb.
Oh, that was the name of the store.
No, that was an area in the Staten Island Mall that was below grade
Mm.
in the center of the mall and had little tiny kiosks
Mhm.
all around it
Uh-huh.
that kind of looked like a honeycomb
Oh,
of
interesting.
spaces. And one of those small spaces was the magic store.
I remember when we went to a magic store in Vegas, I think it was. It was like, which would make sense, right? Because there's lots of
Yeah,
magicians
probably.
that make it big,
And we went to Tannen's a couple times in the city.
yeah, we did. Well, Alex also
And
went
Alex
to
went to
magic
Magic
camp.
Camp.
So
We're a family of geeks.
we are, but we do love magic. And actually, the girl last night didn't do too well on America's Got
No,
Talent.
no, I didn't.
And
Yeah,
and
I
then
remember
saying like
who
a
that
woman
is.
magician, right?
Yeah.
So I did look up, where does the interjection to da come from? I want to say two-piece, cool, interesting tidbits of information regarding to da. But I have to tell you, first of all, you talked about it not only related to magic, which is so cool, and you also talk about it as the fascination of coming live and being
Yes.
on video
Yes.
with the people that we are so grateful that are tuning in, whether it
And
be
we-
live or in replay.
Right. And on that, I just want to take a break because a couple of comments, and I believe it's Deborah, because she did say that Richard is home
I saw.
resting,
I
and
actually said healing
we
hugs
are
and
very,
prayers.
and she's
Yes.
thanking us.
Yes.
And just so you know, Deborah, you have to give permission to Facebook. You must be watching on the group. There's actually instructions right below in what we wrote. They add it. You have to give permission, or your name doesn't show up. But Deborah asked, I'm almost positive that's her, if that's a Van Gogh
And if
behind
it
us.
wasn't Deborah, whoever asked, feel free
Whoever.
to identify themselves. But well, yes, it is Van Gogh, and it is the Starry Night, right?
Yes.
I will tell you about that
But
in one
it-
second. Can I
yes.
just finish this?
Yes, go
That's
ahead.
all?
I just wanted to.
Okay, I was
interject.
going to
Go
wait
ahead.
with that, but
Okay, go ahead.
you didn't want
Go
to.
ahead. Finish it up.
So where does it come from? So I thought this was interesting, but I'm not really sure. I didn't go. I didn't explore further to know who the person is that they're referencing. But it said the earliest known use of the interjection to da is from the 1920s, and the
Vaudeville. I mean, it had to be
so
vaudeville.
the Oxford English Dictionary's earliest evidence is 1926 in the writing of J.M. March. Tada is an imitative or expressive formation. But then what I thought was so cool, beyond this jovial interjection, is something came up in my Google search with tada and toda, which is thank you in Hebrew. So it says, which was really cool because it's talking about comedy or magic or performances, and the tada, it turns out that the phrase originally came from Jewish comedians, and many of them, well, you may have seen Mrs. Maisel. That was
Right.
kind of
The days of vaudeville.
depicted
Yeah.
that. After finishing their performance, they would dance and ends with a song using the word todah, which means thank you in Hebrew. So the todah we use today, they're saying, is coming from the Hebrew word todah, but
Toda.
todah. So I thought that was a cool, another bit of information. Now, to me, a picture is worth 1,000 words. And we're talking about how much we love the meaning of words. So we talked about tada. Yesterday, we talked about the word between. And the word between, which I didn't mention yesterday, which I do.
See your hands.
Oh,
That's
okay.
off the.
Sorry. I won't
That's
move my
off
hand.
the tracking.
Sorry. I apologize. Is the one thing I didn't say yesterday that I do want to emphasize today, and it is part of the post
In your lap.
attached
Put the hands in your lap.
to the
Or you're going
accompaniment.
to set
To
off
the
the tracking.
accompaniment is the word between really is about living in the moment and being present. That's really what that and position is all about. So it's not the past or the future. It is the now. So I just want to tell you all that. Now, talking about a picture's worth 1,000 words, Robert is going to tell you the story of this beautiful Samsung frame behind us.
Yes, it's not an actual
It is
painting.
It is not a painting, but what I want to show
It's
you
a
is
television.
that this is, we can have a variety of art gallery in our home, which we love. We actually have 2 of them, which I'll elaborate on. It's so cool. So this is the Starry Night from 1889. And then from Vincent van Gogh. And then you could get the information about every piece of the art. And this is talking that it was painted in June 1889, depicting the view from the east-facing window of his asylum room in Provence just before sunrise. And then there's more information about it. And it is part of the permanent collection of the Museum of Modern Art in New York City since 1941. So I'm going to, can I
And you
change?
can-
You want to change it?
Yeah, I
Oh.
think if we just hit the button, is that a different
Yep,
image?
it is.
Yeah.
Yep.
So
And
we
then,
can just change
so
that.
this is another beautiful painting by Van Gogh, and it's called Almond Blossom from 1890. And then more information about it, which I love. And he says, blossoming almond trees, they were special, flowering trees were special to Van Gogh. They represented awakening and hope. So there's an opportunity to surround yourself with beautiful
And the reason
art.
we got, and that was a negotiation. You should know it was a negotiation for us to have two televisions on this level, one in the den and one here. And the reason that I was able to do that was because of this art feature. Because if you think about it, most televisions, when they're off, are black holes, right? They're just a black hole in the wall. And Holly did not want two black holes in the wall. So with this television, the Frame TV, we have the ability to have art on the television instead of it being a black hole. And it's a really nice, let me tab through.
No, I love it. I mean, I have, whether it through the seasons, there's Keith Haring, there's all the masters that are
So we
part of it.
subscribe to the art collection, and there's tons of museums that you can look at the collection. So
Surround,
it's just, yeah.
surround yourself with joy, and that's what this does. And this, even though it was a negotiation, because I couldn't see the forest through the trees, and I get that happens, and that was a negotiation, like Robert said.
Because this is our main living floor, our main living space, and we're through here all the time. So it was important for Holly to have it look and feel the way she
So
wanted.
the man, my husband, my partner, wanted two television sets in both, one in each
Well, we
room.
have two rooms in which we're surrounded here by our love sack sofa. And we have a den inside with a fireplace. So we have two places in which we can relax and watch Netflix and chill.
And whether it be just the two of us or we're entertaining with family and friends, it is nice to have the option of being in either room or both rooms at the same time, depending how many people are here. So so really enjoyed
Assuming it's,
the Van Gogh.
it's
We were
still
able to
Deborah.
walk through what?
I'm assuming it's still Deborah.
Okay.
Yes.
It's, I love art. I love art. Now, the other thing that is part of this post is every Tuesday when we release our podcast, Between Over Next, and there's also going to be at least one blog article every week, a minimum of one, which is also released starting on Tuesday, is we have been sharing with our subscribers, our community, our family, those that have opted into our email list. We have been sharing what we're calling the weekly peek. And that is a highlight of what you can learn and listen to and tune into from Holli and Robert. So it's a short email, but it definitely is, it gives you what you need to know what's happening with us. And it would really mean a lot to us for you to maybe share this video or share the link with family and friends and colleagues to subscribe. All you have to do is go to hollyandrobert.com, go to the bottom of the page. It's on the bottom of every page of the website, and fill in your name and email, and you will get the weekly peek. But I shared this week's weekly peek with you to give you a taste of what it looks like. And we want to make sure that we have we correspond and communicate clearly with you on the opportunities of what we're sharing with you.
Yep.
So
So we don't end with ta-da, right? We start with ta-da.
no,
I have
well,
to
we
think of
start with a
another.
kiss and we end with a kiss. Well, not always end with a kiss, but I'd like to end with a kiss.
Okay.
And you know,
Take
I
my
hope
glasses off
you
so
know,
you don't smudge them.
just fuel your minds, your bodies, your spirits, and your souls with goodness. And whether it be art to awaken your senses or to tune in
Or even
to a favorite
stuff
podcast, which we
on
hope we
the
become one of
on
yours.
the wall. We even have messages on our walls.
And I say all you need is love.
Right.
And I do believe that strongly.
So can we end with that?
We can.
Okay.
I love
thank
you.
you for joining us. I love you.
You gonna
And
kiss me?
we'll
I
be
think
back.
you should.
Okay.
Okay.
Bye, everyone.